For those of you born under the animal sign of the snake, last year, the spotlight felt like a test because you were the grand duke. Every move judged, every flaw magnified. But this year, the year of the fire horse, you rise from the pressure with precision. Calmer, faster, and finally in control of your own story. Now, probably you've read somewhere that this year there are a couple of negative stars affecting those born under the sign of the snake. Before you panic about stars like sickness, charm, broken star, relax guys. These are not curses. In fact, they're just checkpoints for you guys. The fire horse here is, high beat. It will test your system, your habits, your health, and your hustle. But what breaks this year was never meant to last. What stays becomes freaking unstoppable. So stop fearing the so-called negative stars because they are just destiny's quality control. Now, let me talk about all the good stars that are in your animal sign this year. First, one of my favorites, thriving star. This thriving star basically means it's like a growth engine. This star brings prosperity, vitality, and the freaking stamina that you need to build something real. So if you have been planning to create something, which you probably have for so many years, then this is the year to do it. Think of it as a green light from the universe, but only for the lanes that you actually drive in, okay? You don't want to wait for luck this year to happen. You want to create tractions. You want to start the moment you enter into the year of the fire horse. You want to push your projects, promote yourself, and put in the reps because progress loves momentum. And here's the thing, a lot of people say, hey, if I try, I don't know if I succeed. Well, you know what happens this year? You have this star called the surpassing path. This star is the star of breakthroughs because this star is about that rebel spirit, that willingness to make that bold move, the willingness to take that leap of faith before you're fully ready. And 2026 will reward you, okay? So here's the thing, quick reminder, surpassing path will help you. So take the job that no one else dares, launch the idea that probably might scare you a little bit. Just remember the fire horse will have your back. Now, how do you know that it has your back? Well, because there's this guy called the clan house, okay? See, the clan house strengthens your reputation and your heritage. You're not building for applause, and you're building for legacy. So this year, align your work with your values. Now, a lot of people say, well, but what are my values? Well, your values, what you think is important in your life, right? What are your priorities in life? I think that's super important that you should have this session for yourself to think about what truly drives you to do the things you do. That should be your value. Now, it could be your family, it could be your career, it could be you making a stand, right? And you want to lead with grace, and what you uphold now will eventually becomes your credibility, okay? Now, you also have two other stars that are pretty interesting this year. One is called the Heavenly Officer, and the other one is called the Heavenly Chef. Now, the Heavenly Officer is your integrity badge for the year. It puts you in a position of trust and authority where ethics matter more than ego. And it's a star of moral leadership, right? People follow you because you're fair and not just fierce. So remember this, and this star will be activated, okay? So you want to make choices that you can defend publicly and privately as well. And the other star is called the Heavenly Chef. It means comfort, creativity, connection, good food. This star reminds you to enjoy, being alive, right? So this is one of those years that you should organize more parties, networking, go and try the best food, because in those sessions is where you get to meet important people. It's food, friends, and kind of abundance that starts with gratitude. So use this star in your favor. Now, let's look at the so-called negative stars that a lot of people are bothered about when they read the common write-up about snake in 2026, right? The first one is obviously sickness charm, because this is apparently the negative health star. Now, think of it this way, right? All you need to do is watch your health a little bit more than usual, physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, this is one of the stars that's running hot. Everyone's talking about it. But here's the thing, right? All you need to do is understand that rest is also a strategy, not a weakness, right? So if you know how to rest and basically treat yourself better with better vitamins or better healthcare, you should be all right. Take it as a year to actually watch out for your health. Now, the other one that a lot of people are worried about is called the solid killing star. Well, solid killing basically brings external pressure, right? Authority clashes or workload, deadlines, that sort of thing. So it's quite easy to get overwhelmed in 2026. Here's the thing. Whenever there are issues, especially if they are external, don't take it personally. Take it professionally. You want to, have structure, because structure beats stress. Now, the other thing is this so-called deaf god. Some people are asking, oh, you got deaf god, what should I do? Listen, deaf god creates busyness without purpose. So you kind of find that, there's a lot of big things. People talk about endless motions, but there's not much meaning. So it's kind of like a hamster wheel, right? So what you need to do is you need to audit your calendar. If it doesn't serve your growth, just cut it out from your calendar. That's all you need to do, because deaf god means busyness. Okay, that's about it. It's not really a dangerous start. It's not like you're going to break down and cry and all that, right? It's not a big thing, right? So don't worry about this. Now, overall, in 2026, I can tell you this, right? Spiritually, it will teach you that snake's refinement is through release, because you have this spiritual element called the Marquis and Detractor. So you're going to learn how to master the art of doing less but better. And the universe trims your access to expose your essence in 2026. That's the spiritual aspect of these two components here. When you stop fearing what's leaving, you start magnetizing what truly fits. So remember this so-called spiritual lesson that you're probably going to feel throughout the year of the fire horse. Now, snake can appear in your year of birth, month, day, hour, or luck pillar. So to find out your true Vata astrology chart and what it means, go to this link right now that you see on the screen, or just scan the code. Scan the code, go to this app, plot your chart, and you will be able to see if you're born in the year of the snake, the month of the horse, the day of the rabbit, hour of the goat, so on and so forth. Because your full chart, it's going to give you details about your career, your network, your relationships, your health, all in very specific ways, okay? Because it can't be that the entire world, 8 billion people, there are only 12 groups of people, right or not? So the animal sign for the year is only perhaps 20-25% of your reading. And as you go deeper into the year, month, day, hour, and even luck cycles, you get a more specific kind of reading. So again, scan the code, go and refer to the resources that are available on that page, okay? Here's the link as well. All right, now let's dive deeper, okay? So your year of birth, if you're born in the year of the snake, right? So it's kind of like the year will bring you a lot of new alliances, right? Old circles will fade. Some people will fall away as your standards rise this year. Remember, you have surpassing path. That means you're going to surpass a lot of your old friends, okay? So you want to keep the ones that match your maturity and your level. Now, not to mean that you're going to be egoistical, but you know what? When you are at a different level, some people will support you. You'll get a new group of friends. And the old ones probably will say, you know what? You're different today. You're more egoistical. Don't care about that, okay? Because some people feel more comfortable if you're at their level, all right? So remember, snake, if you're born in the year of the snake, it's time to change your circle of friends, okay? Now, the month pillar represents your career, your business, your work. So when the snake is inside the month pillar like this, that means you're born somewhere between May the 6th to June the 6th, around this time. Then you have snake as your month of birth. Remember, this year's big shifts in your career direction. Remember, it's not stuck. At first, you might feel stuck, but actually, you're being redirected. Remember, you have surpassing path and thriving star. This will take you to the next level. So what you need to do is a little bit more calculated risk, not emotional ones, and take the next right step forward. That's what you need to do, okay? And your career will thrive, just like what the thriving star says, all right? But if you're fearful, right, you don't want to take on new responsibilities, you're saying that, I just want to take it easy. What happens is the thriving star will then make you restless instead. You have excessive energy, remember that. And excessive energy needs to be put into good use. That's what it means, okay? Now, if snake, however, is on the day of birth, right? If you're born on the day of the snake, again, to find this out, you got to plot your full astrology chart, all right? Once you plot the chart, you look at this column that says the day, and you see whether you're born on the day of the snake or not, all right? Now, that means this year, because you have, clan house and you have all this heavenly officer, this is one of those years where your relationship might have to go through a truth audit. Either they evolve or they expire, okay? So you kind of need to lead with some clarity and not compromise here, right? So if you might have been through some tension or some things in relationship that kind of need to be addressed. Well, this is the year to address it, because surpassing path means that, you know what, you want to have a breakthrough even in your personal relationship. So now, of course, you may say, yeah, but I'm just single, right? Then this is the year you want to ask yourself, what is it that you need to let go of or change in order to change this status? Do you truly want to just stay single? Or is it that something that you want to change in your life? Okay? Or is this something that you don't admit to, or you've been, bypassing this all the time, or just hiding this because you don't want to address it? Well, this is the year to address it, all right? Now, next is when you see the snake in the hour pillar. If you're born on the hour of the snake, then what does that mean? Well, that means your long-term vision will sharpen this year. There's an opportunity for you to find, assets that have long-term growth potential, because thriving and surpassing path now resides in your hour above, and hour above represents long-term assets and investments. So you might even see purpose-driven projects that are worth your time, and you want to build something that can outlast the chaos. This will be a great year to do it. So having the snake at the hour pillar is truly fantastic. Now, the other one is when you see the snake at the luck cycle. If you see the luck cycle, it is indicative of you meeting people who are driven, meeting people who will help you in your breakthrough, meeting someone who has a vision that you could follow. Because remember, the luck cycle basically means your journey this year is what you mean externally in the market, in networking environments, in parties, in events, basically outside of your life. That's what the luck pillar signifies. Now, if you want to get more details and more resources about reading your chart, please remember to scan and download all the resources or access those resources, okay? Now, if you'd like to get more details about your career, your wealth, your relationships, and all other aspects of your astrology chart, remember to go to this link that you see or scan the code right now to access the additional resources. On behalf of Team Joey Yap and myself, stay sharp, stay centered, and let the fire horse forge your next evolution. Have a happy and prosperous Chinese New Year.